680 to 9010.
Welcome to FDIC 22. Here in the IDEX Fire and Safety booth, we're just about to commence a HURST Jaws of Life extrication demonstration. But first, let me introduce our rescue specialist extrication team from HURST. This is kind of an East meets West team. Mr. Rick Rainwater from the state of Washington, career firefighter, and Mr. Anthony Morabito, on Ridge Fire Department in New York, and Mr. Eric Sanders, a California firefighter veteran. These gentlemen are going to demonstrate the capability of the hydraulic 3.0 on this 2022 Ford Maverick. And you may be thinking that's a little small truck, but don't let it fool you. 2022 construction, this vehicle has ultra high strength steel in it and is a formidable opponent. So with no further ado, gentlemen, let's commence. In our scenario, we have a backseat patient who has, in this scenario, both primary and secondary primary entrapment, but we are going to kind of get that back door off, remove the B-post, and tent the roof for greater access. As you'll see, Anthony's using the SP555 hydraulic 3.0 and proving that gap for Rick to get in and cut that top hinge. Rick is using the S789 3.0 cutter, or midweight cutter. And Anthony's going to improve the gap to either, and it may possibly compromise the hinge with the spreader or improve the gap for Rick. In this case, choosing to take the hinge and separate with just the spreader. Now, Eric, as a best practice for safety procedures, is going to capture that door with some webbing to control its ejection for safety reasons. And as you can see, no match for the SP555 spreader. Now, before we get this B-post out, Anthony is going to prep the B-post with what we call a prep pinch. This often makes the cutting operation a little easier. And as you'll notice, with Rick's approach cut, he approaches this B-post from a 90-degree angle. This allows the cutter to swing in either direction with no concern for the cutter intruding on the patient. Not only that, when we look at the box blade design of the 789 cutter, you'll notice Rick is taking that B-post in one cut near the rocker, and this will be completed with only one more cut, eliminating an entire cut from this procedure. Again, Anthony, best practice safety procedure here, capturing that post to control its ejection. Keep in mind, with ultra high strength steel, the buildup of kinetic energy but prior to the cut often leads to rather violent movement of the high strength steel. So the safety procedure is very well called for in this situation. You hear there's multiple snaps as Rick snaps through the multiple layers of high strength steel. Now in our scenario, our imaginary patient, Eric is going to need to tent the roof, and he's going to use the new ram claw from HURST on the seat to prevent the ram from pushing through the seat. This allows far greater push distance by using this ram accessory. Now that he's got it under load, you'll notice they paused on cutting that A on purpose to get the ram under load. Now with Rick's separation of the driver's side A, this is going to allow Eric to further tent the roof for generous access to our patients. As you can see with the 521 ram, we have ram options that'll allow you to spread that up to darn close to 60 inches. All right, gentlemen, evolution completed successfully. Let's hear it for our rescue specialist team.
We do it for those who run toward the fire. We do it for those who run toward the shattered cars and the broken buildings, to rescue the exposed and helpless. We do it because they deserve the absolute best. The most reliable tools and equipment that will provide them a reliably safe and successful mission. We owe it to them. We owe it to them to work together. We owe it to them to provide the best customer support we can, and to stand behind our brands and solutions the same way we stand behind the people who put them to use. And we owe it to them to constantly conquer technology, strive for innovation, and move the industry as a whole forward. Because when they are putting their lives on the line, they can't be worried about what's in their hands or flowing through the hose. It must deliver. And that is why we do what we do. And why we owe it to them to get up in the morning. Because if we don't, we fail. And we do not fail. We work tirelessly to make the fireground and rescue scene safer. For all.